Good afternoon. Will you please remain standing as we honor our country with the presentation of the colors led by Ayden-Grifton JRTC Honor Guard, the playing of our national anthem by Ayden-Grifton Band and Orchestra, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Gentlemen, please remove your hats at this time. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Ayden-Grifton High School Class of 2017 commencement. Thank you parents, family, and extended guests for joining us today in celebrating this important milestone. To the graduates, congratulations on this huge accomplishment. Our hard work and dedication over these past 4 years is evident today. as we wear these caps and gowns and walk across the stage. Good luck to you and God bless. Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce Noah Little and Mrs. Jerry Brewington for our faculty tribute.
Our teachers and staff make up a family of committed educators who go the extra mile for students. Our teachers do not settle for anything less than the best each student can give. Our teachers tutor during their lunches, before and after school, and are committed to modeling characteristics that a charger should possess. Without the guidance and wisdom of our teachers and staff, this day would not be possible. Please give a round of applause for our faculty. We would like to give a special thank you to Ms. Dawn Everett, our graduation director. With her guidance and assistance with our faculty, we continue to have a successful commencement ceremony. We would like to recognize our recent staff retirees, Ms. Emma Andrews, child nutrition and bus driver, Ms. Joyce Jaws, business teacher, and Master Sergeant Robert Dawson, JROTC teacher. Thank you for your years of service, commitment, and dedication to the students at Ayden-Grifton and to those across Pitt County Schools. Please join me in celebrating our retirees.
This is a very special time for these young men and women, and they deserve a graduation exercise that is carried out with pride and dignity. On behalf of the class of 2017, I respectfully request that you remain seated during the ceremony and please respect all students when diplomas are being awarded. At the conclusion of today's graduation ceremony, we ask that all guests remain in the upper levels until all seniors have exited the Coliseum. Thank you. I would like to introduce Ms. Felicity Gunner for our parent dedication and recognition.
Honored guests, school administration, and faculty, fellow graduates, our beloved parents, family, and friends, a very good evening to each and every one of you. It is with honor that I stand before you today to pay tribute to our dearest parents and family. Fellow graduates, it is easy for us to sit in these seats screaming, "Finally." It's easy for us to be able to explain to someone how it feels to be graduating. However, we don't know what it feels like to sit amongst the chairs above and be a parent looking happily down at your child or children, a child that you raised to the best of your ability with love and hard work. God knows, I'm sure it is hard work. Not so very long ago did you bring us into the world as newborns, vulnerable, dependent, and yearning for your every ounce of your love. I'm sure you remember those long nights of crying, hungry, and maybe even stinky babies. We were growing quickly from newborns to toddlers, learning our first words right before your eyes, becoming more and more mischievous as we grew with curiosity. Then our first milestone of our life began, kindergarten. Watching as her excited child ran into the building without crying, my mother began to feel as though she was losing her baby. As I quote, "You were already too independent." My mother explained to me that leaving your child at kindergarten is one of the hardest things a parent has to do before now, of course. Mothers, I'm sure you felt the same. Some of us may have boo-hooed and some may not have, but whether you did or whether you didn't, that was the first step to learning independency. As we continued to grow, building upon our education in elementary for the big stuff later, beginning to learn of ourselves in middle school, to the struggle for long nights in high school, pounded with work, you were there. You were there for every step of the way. Parents, you were always there to guide us through tears, to light the way when we felt there was only darkness. You raised us to be strong, to live with integrity, faith, and to build a foundation in God's hands. The days where we were close to giving up, you encouraged us to continue pushing. You were always there when we were sick, coming up with so many home remedies, the many trips to our games, competitions, and recitals. I really don't know how you do it all. You know, you were always one to praise us and tell us how proud you were, but have we ever told you how proud we are of you too? Because we are. Some of you have served our country, and for that we are proud and grateful to you. Some of you have worked your butt off with sweat and tears, not knowing if you can make it another day, but we're proud and thankful that you somehow pushed through it all. Some of you handled business like no other, and God knows we appreciate that too. Just as God sent you with a gift with a child, he sent us a gift with loving parents. And there are not enough words in the dictionary to explain how utterly thankful we are to him for sending you and to you for keeping us. Parents, could you please stand? Thank you for your endless amount of love. Thank you for listening to me rant and ramble, no matter how weird or random it may be. Thank you for knocking some sense into me when I was acting a fool. Thank you for the random I love you texts because I needed them. Thank you for the embarrassing moments because they honestly made some of the best memories. Thank you for everything. Let's give our parents a round of applause. This is not only our day, but this is your day too. The day that you see all that hard work is paying off. The day you see that you succeeded as a parent. You've installed everything you've needed to within us. Graduates, now as my mother would say, is it time for us to put into practice what they've taught us all these years. As we go out into the world, spreading our wings, we will push to continue making you proud. But through it all, just remember that we will always be your babies, and we will always love you no matter how far we go. It is now my pleasure to introduce Rich Hutchinson to recognize our platform guest.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Graduation Center ceremony for Ayden-Grifton High School class of 2017. We are pleased to have as our guests today members of the Pitt County Board of Education. Chair, Ms. Carolyn Doherty. Vice Chair, Ms. Mary Blunt Williams. Members, Ms. Anna Barrett Smith, Ms. Mildred Council, Ms. Melinda Fungundis, Ms. Betsy Flanagan, and Mr. Robert Moore. Today we are also joined by Senator Don Davis and the Superintendent of Pitt County Schools, Dr. Ethan Linker. At this time, Dr. Sheena Caton, Principal of Ayden-Grifton High School, will introduce the Salutatorian and Valedictorian of this year's senior class.
During his 4 years in high school, Connor Brown has been committed to excellence in every endeavor and challenge. While at Ayden-Grifton, Connor served as the battalion commander of the JRTC unit, which is an honor unit with distinction designation. He also served as the JRTC Camp Executive Officer for the JRTC Cadet Leadership Challenge, a legislative page in both the House of Representatives and the Senate, Vice President of the senior class, student government, and the National Honor Society. We wish Connor the best as he continues his education at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, where he will be in the Honors College program on a full National Army ROTC scholarship. He will major in psychology and military science. Upon graduation from the university, Connor will be commissioned as a second lieutenant in the United States Army. At this time, I would like for his grandparents, Betty and Jerry French, to please stand. Please join me in welcoming the Salutatorian. Please join me in welcoming the Salutatorian, the class of 2017, Connor Haynes Brown.
Distinguished administrators, teachers, family members, and friends, today we are gathered here to celebrate the success of the class of 2017 and the progress that we've made through the numerous years of hard work and dedication. It's even at times been frustrating, but as we transition from children to knowledgeable young adults, we found that we are not in this alone. When asked to write this speech, I was unsure about what to discuss today. Someone mentioned that I should talk about everything that I've liked about school, But the most important advice I received was to just be truthful to myself and everyone else. It was then that I realized that today is not about the speech that I'm giving. It's not about any of the speeches at all. Today is not even about hearing our names and walking across the stage. Today, however, is about cherishing the few moments that we have left until we fully enter the world of reality, and preparing ourselves for what lies ahead. But what preparations could we possibly make in an ever-changing reality? The truth is that no one really knows. You can't prepare for that which has not been imagined yet. So the answers that we have today will not be the answers that we need tomorrow. Sometimes the best answer is not an answer at all. We must be adaptable to change. That's how we'll prepare. One of the first steps to solving a problem is defining the problem. So let's define change. It's the process of making or becoming a difference, or more accurately, as the Urban Dictionary describes it, it's the only constant, and it's something that no one likes to experience. I know that the class of 2017 is prepared for many of the changes that may lie ahead, because change has been all around us since we were young. In school, we even learned about change. We have discussed the extraordinary changes in literature, from one of the hardest to read plays ever written, Shakespeare's Hamlet, to the modern-day lyrical marvel of Lin-Manuel Miranda's Hamilton. Entire science class, we even learned that there really is a change that you can believe in, Darwin's theory of evolution, however graduate it may be. The class of 2017 could even be considered the guinea pigs of our generation. With modifications to the curriculum and even sudden changes to standardized testing, we've been through a lot in a short period of time. Outside of school, we have all experienced some of the greatest transformations. We've all had changes in our friendships and in our relationships. And for some of us, high school has been nothing but a continual metamorphosis into who we want to be. Some people have even told us that we should never change, or maybe for some, they may have even really, really urged us to change. But let us remember, the change that we desire is the change we require. Just as John Lennon once wrote, "Don't change the way you look or the way you feel to conform to anything. Follow your true desires, even if it's the road not taken. Because just as H.G. Wells once put it, the path of the least resistance is the path of the loser." If we are to survive the problems that lie ahead, we must be the ones drawing the sky green and the grass blue. We must be the ones that many would label crazy, but we're only crazy because we will do whatever it takes to accomplish all that we desire. The change that we will encounter will not be easy, but if we maintain the connections, knowledge, and the skills that we have learned, the only true obstruction we face is ourselves. I'm going to talk about some controversial things now, and I'm not going to apologize for this because the issues of the future will wait for no one. We all know that the future is uncertain, but our opportunities will be boundless. Our class will be the ones that successfully colonize Mars and beyond. Our class will be the ones to solve the energy crisis. Our class will be the ones to stop cancer in its tracks. And our class will be the one that ensures the continuity of our people. As Ronald Reagan once famously stated, "You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We will preserve this for our children, the last best hope of man on earth, or we will sentence them to the first step into 1,000 years of darkness." He also stated that we are concerned, yes, but not frightened, disturbed, but not dismayed. And that's exactly how we feel. We feel this because we know that, yes, the future is unclear and uncertain, but everything will be okay. We're going to be exactly what we need to be and what we want to be, and that will be enough. So far, this speech has been only about what will change, but for sure, there is one thing that will never change as long as we shall live. It's the memories that we have made here. Some of the best memories of my life have happened recently. We must realize that this is only an early chapter of one of the longest novels. Sure, the knowledge we have acquired will be essential to our future, but combined with the experiences and memories that we have had, we will rise and we will be an unstoppable force yet unseen before. Remember, it makes little difference who you are, it's what you are. Perhaps the 90s really did save the best for last. Let's not let ourselves down. Thank you.
Joseph Lutz has been a leader in academics during his 4 years in high school. He is a highly motivated student and a scholar. He was active in National Honor Society, Future Business Leaders of America, Ayden-Grifton Link Crew, and the Quiz Bowl team. He was Chief Marshal in 2016. We wish him well next year as he futures his education at North Carolina State University, where he will pursue a double major in computer and electrical engineering. At this time, I would like his parents, Michael and Sherry Lutz, to please stand. Please join me as we welcome the valedictorian of the class of 2017, Joseph Michael Lutz.
It is with immense pride and pleasure that I stand before you today as a representative of the class of 2017 from Ayden-Grifton High School. Before I begin, I would like to thank the staff, faculty, administration, and parents for their arduous work done together with this class. You have had the most perplexing task of providing support to us. You caught us when we fell, you pushed us when we were behind, you cheered us on when we obtained a victory, and, most importantly, you somehow survived the rebellious teenage era. An accomplishment priceless on its own. This extensive undertaking was taken by you in hopes that one day we would graduate. And I can say with certainty that we would not be here without you. Thank you for everything. Graduates, it has been 4 years since we've darkened the doors of Ayden-Grifton. However, our time here has gifted us with new skills and ideas for each of us to enter society with. We stand to be the generation that will be the driving force of innovation and evolution for the 21st century. However, with this position comes responsibilities, many of which need to be solved quite urgently. Let me be frank. We cannot survive on the path we are currently on, both as a species and as a society. We must We must find a sustainable solution to the environmental crises caused by global warming and the humanitarian crises caused by war, famine, and terrorism. It is with these thoughts in mind that I implore you to, in the words of Apple, think different. These problems cannot be solved by conventional thought processes. And previous attempts have fared quite poorly. A solution requires an in-depth, long-term approach to be solved without backlash. Rome wasn't built in a day, after all. It is our duty, both as citizens of this nation and as citizens of the world, to make a difference and make this world a better place for both ourselves and the next generation. Nelson Mandela once said that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Education is the crux of our society. Without it, we would still be nomads, following the herds for food and never developing a permanent society. Modern high school education has existed for less than a century. Yet in that century, look at what we have accomplished. Air conditioning, computers, cell phones, the internet. We've even sent a man to the moon. All of this would not have been possible if not for education. So I ask you, no matter where you go in life, I encourage you to keep learning. With knowledge, we can innovate and create, outdoing any generation before us. We have that power. Education is what makes us human, and it is our best hope for the future. Lifelong learning allows us to be individuals to positively contribute for our families and our community. But I digress. This is a momentous occasion for all of us. We are finally entering into the real world, much to the dismay of our parents, or at least my mother. This is a milestone that deserves to be celebrated, for it was difficult for all of us to get here. Let us celebrate this day as the true beginning of our future. I ask that you remember the responsibilities that belong to you as the new generation of humanity, no matter where you are. Before I conclude this speech, there are 2 bits of advice that I would like to impart upon you. While we certainly have an overabundance of work, life is shorter than you may think. Make sure you save some time for reflection and making memories. There are a countless number of things to do in the world. Do some of them. They make delightful stories for your children and grandchildren. The last piece of advice I'll leave you with is summed up by a quote from Steve Jobs. Sometimes life hits you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. So I ask all of you to persevere, no matter what happens in life. Thank you.
The Ayden-Grifton High School faculty and administration will honor the top 5 seniors with a gift. Seniors, please come forward as I call your name. Will the parents of these academic seniors please stand as the student's name is called? Connor Haynes Brown. Felicity Simone Amani Gunter. Noah Stephen Little. Joseph Michael Lutz. Reed Zachary Shackelford. Before we award the class of 2017 their diplomas, I would like for you to please note in your commencement program those seniors who received special recognition as being in the top 10% of their class and as being North Carolina scholars. Congratulations to these seniors for your hard work. I would like to also publicly thank the graduating class of 2017 for making my second year at Ayden-Grifton High School outstanding. I've enjoyed getting to know each of you and watch you strive to reach your goals. You're all special individuals, and I wish you the best as you enter your new phase of your life. At this time, we will award the members of the class of 2017 their diplomas. This presentation represents the 13 years of hard work and dedication by this class. In an effort to ensure that each senior is recognized, please hold your applause until all diplomas have been awarded. Presenting the graduates their diploma is Dr. Ethan Lincoln, Superintendent of Pitt County Schools. He will be assisted by Mr. Duffy Lincoln, Senior Counselor. Class of 2017, please prepare to come forward as directed by our junior marshals. Will the marshals and faculty please move to your positions? Will the first row please stand? Rashad Akeem Allen. William Edward Allen. James Douglas Bacon Minning. Austin Blake Barrow. Faith Marie Beecraft. Destiny Yane Best. Tyra Monet Best. Sierra Lynn Betting. Khalil Ali Blunt. Matthew Thomas Bowling. Marina Gray Boswell. Nathaniel Matthew Brimage. Caitlin S. Brown. Connor Haynes Brown. Odyssey Renell Brown. Shamar Brown. Abigail Faith Brown. Elisa Lynn Bryan. Robert Cordell Burgess. Ronald Bryce Cannon. William Gray Cannon. Dylan Carmichael. Logan Michelle Cochran. Mandela Marie Cogdell. Queen Sheba Condell. Jordan Latrell Collins. Riley Carson Conway. Stephen Brian Cook. Jamie Lynn Corey. Aaron Lamar Cox. Joshua Shane Kreitzer. Jessa Renee Dancy. Angela Simone Shelva Davis. Annika Lynn Dawson Vinson. Dakota Jackson DeLisi. Selena Dupree. Shaquana Hazel Ebram. Noah Earl Edmondson. Naja Tierra Elbert. Coriana Marie Ellison. Jenny Escamilla. Dulce Maria Estrada. Cedric Ray Exum. Grace Noel Fields. Aaron Jamal Foreman. Mackenzie Brooke Fulford. Madison Rose Fulford. Diana Martin Garcia. Cynthia Teresia Garcia Lopez. Ania Monet Gardner. Jermaine Xavier Gardner. Laderica Timshay Gay. James Hunter Gladson. Alan J. Grimes. Felicity Simone Amani Gunter. Sierra Danielle Haddock. Brandon Latrell Hardy. Jamisha Asia Hardy. Brian Keyshawn Hardy Dixon. Nadia Faith Harris. Trey Dylan Harris. Tylis Tyrese Harris Moy. Jamarius Quantrell Hart. Gilmar Armando Hernandez. Grace O'Shea Horde. Jalen Holmes. Brooks Alexander Howard. Haley Michelle Jenkins. Richard Lemons Johnson. Tyler Harper Johnson. Valerie Juarez. Vanessa Arlen King. Daquan Rayshawn Lassiter. Erica Brooke Letchworth. Madison Gordon Letchworth. Caroline Meredith Little. Noah Stephen Little. Sean Michael Little. Tenacious Kaja Angelique Little. Tianvi Long. Bryant Adon Lopez. Joseph Michael Lutz. William Albert Meyersick. Claire Elizabeth McRae. Justin William McCulloch. Charles William McLawhorn. Philip Neal Meeks. Brandon Mendoza. Courtney Brianna Moore. Madison Hope Moore. Danielle Talik Mosley. Cameron DeAndre Moy. Jalen Marquise Moy. Brendan Michael Mullis. Luis Antonio Nadaran. Jamal Newton. Veronice Anacasia Perez. Noah Adam Perry. Zachary Isaac Perry. Deja Monique Phillips. Takia Pierce. Andrea Natasha Reddick. Brittany Jacinia Raprez. Ashanti Shadell Roach. Helena Davis Roach. Jonathan Thomas Robbins. Daniel Rodriguez. Rosa Rojar Martinez. Alessandro Angel Romero. Yesenia Rosa Parra. Edgar Amos Rumio. Reed Zachary Shackelford. Charles Isaac Sheldon. Jeremy Deshaun Shepard. Erica Janicia Shepard. James Oliver Simmons. Destiny Nicole Smith. Lacey Mullane Smith. Noah Luis Speller. Dakota Shane Sperling. Joshua Daniel Stamper. Bailey Marie Stansel. Ashley Cherie Stewart. Jarius Daquan Stiles. Anna Nicole Summerlin. Zachary Connor Swanson. Brandon Scott Taylor. Joy Nikayla Turnage. Emma Catherine Turner. Caitlin Elizabeth Vejo. Yvonne Lopez Villarreal. Jim P. Allen Warren II. Demontre Duran Washington. Jamil Malik Waters. Austin Seth Weber. Monica Cherie Whitehurst. Tyree Daquez Wiggins. Caroline Marie Williams. Kamani Lene Williams. Holly Louise Williamson. Morgan Lee Williamson. Christina Faith Wilson. Jamia Michelle Worthington. Madison Claire Zimba. Now I present to you the Ayden-Grifton High School graduating class of 2017. At this time, would all graduates please rise? It gives me great pleasure to say to you, by the power vested in me by the state of North Carolina and the Pitt County Board of Education, based on the diplomas you received, I hereby declare you official graduates of Ayden-Grifton High School. Congratulations. At this time, Joy Turnage will conduct the tassel ceremony and make closing remarks. Please remain standing.
Although this marks the end of our time together, this marks the beginning of a new journey. In a few seconds, we will perform the last act as a senior class. The turning of our tassels symbolizes the transition from student to graduate. Will the Ayden-Grifton alumni please now join me as we turn our tassels? Congratulations to the class of 2017. Now that we have made our transition from a student to an Ayden-Grifton High School alumni, I challenge you to take on all of the life lessons that have been embedded in you these 4 years. As amazing as high school seemed, there is so much more to come. As you all embark on your new journey, I hope that you will find success in all of your future endeavors. Maya Angelou once said, "We may experience defeats, but we must not be defeated." Although life may get hard, I encourage you all to remain focused. I will first and foremost like to thank God for giving me this opportunity to share this important milestone with you all and for the many blessings He has bestowed upon us. On the behalf of the class of 2017, I would like to thank all of the Ayden-Grifton High School staff and faculty. And to the class of 2017, we did it. The moment we've waited for 13 years has arrived, and we can all say it feels pretty good. Although we are nervous and excited on where life will take us now, I encourage you all to just remember, this is not the end. This is just the beginning. Congratulations, good luck, and thank you all.